Welcome back to N's NotebookLM. Today, we're diving into the world behind your eyes, that private workshop where your reality gets built. We're going to be using insights from the book Seeing with the Mind's Eye to explore a really simple but kind of radical idea. What you see with your eyes closed might just be more powerful than what you see with them open.
And this quote right here, this is the key to everything we're going to talk about today. It tells us that vision isn't just a camera passively recording what's out there. No, it's an active process of creation, where what we actually see is shaped by something way deeper than our physical senses.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to challenge the very nature of reality itself. Then we'll get into the visual language of the mind. After that, we'll see how thought actually becomes action. And finally, we'll unpack how you can use this power to create real, tangible change in your own life. Okay, let's dive right into this foundational concept of our two realities, because honestly, getting this is the key to unlocking everything else. You know, most of us operate almost entirely in our external reality, the real world that we see, touch, and hear. But what if our inner reality, that world of memories, imagination, and daydreams, is just as valid? What if, in some ways, it's actually even more powerful? The line between these two worlds can get incredibly blurry. I mean, check this out. In one experiment, people were asked to just imagine a lemon. Then, without them knowing, a really faint image of a lemon was projected onto a screen. The result? The subjects couldn't tell the difference. Their imagined lemon felt just as real as the one on the screen. It just goes to show you, the brain doesn't always distinguish between the two. And this shows that even our objective reality is all about perspective. You look at a metal box, you see a solid, stationary thing. But a physicist, using their inner mental model, sees something completely different, a buzzing universe of mostly empty space and electrons zipping around. So which one is more real? The point is, they're both valid realities. The famous psychiatrist Carl Jung really hammered this point home. He argued that our inner experiences, what he called psychic reality, are just as real as physical ones. And when you think about it, it makes total sense. If you're terrified of a ghost, that fear is a real experience, every bit as real as the pain from touching a hot stove. The effect it has on you is undeniably real. So, how does this inner world actually communicate with us? Well, it turns out it uses this incredibly rich visual language with a bunch of different dialects for all kinds of purposes. See, our mind's eye isn't just one single tool, it's a whole toolkit. It covers everything from the really practical stuff, like the memory images we use to recall someone's face, all the way to the deep, uncontrolled stories we experience in our dreams. The big takeaway here is that we're all fluent in this language, whether we're actively using our imagination or just passively living out a daydream. And creative geniuses like Van Gogh have known this forever. To them, imagination isn't just about messing around. It's a direct pipeline to new ideas and visions. It's a way to see things that don't even exist yet in the outside world. And this inner world isn't just some movie we're watching. Our bodies react like it's totally real. The painter Henri Rousseau would get so lost in the terrifying jungle scenes he was painting that his heart would literally pound with fear, and he'd have to rush to a window just to catch his breath. His body could not tell the difference between a threat he imagined and a real one. That's the mind-body connection in action. Okay, now let's get to the truly amazing part. How these inner images, these psychic realities, can actually break out of our minds and create real, measurable results in the physical world. Now, this isn't magic, it's biology. When you vividly visualize yourself running, your brain sends signals down the exact same neurological pathways it would use if you were actually running. Your muscles twitch, your nervous system fires up. That mental image is creating a real, physical reaction in every single cell of your body. This whole process is explained perfectly by the science of cybernetics. It basically sees our brain as a goal-striving machine. The word itself comes from the Greek word for a steersman, the person who steers a ship. And just like a heat-seeking missile, once you give your mind a clear target, it automatically corrects its course to get there. And the process is pretty simple. It's just 4 steps. Think of it like setting a destination in your car's GPS. First, you set that destination. That's your clear goal image. Then, as you start to drive or act, your brain uses feedback to notice if you've made a wrong turn and automatically steers you back on course toward the goal you visualized. And the scientific proof for this is just stunning. In a famous study on basketball players, one group didn't practice free throws at all. Zero improvement, obviously. The group that physically practiced every single day improved by 24%.
Pretty good. But then there was a third group. These guys didn't touch a basketball. They only spent 20 minutes a day visualizing the perfect shot. Their improvement, 23%. Let that sink in for a second. A 23% improvement from just seeing the ball go through the hoop in their mind's eye. They were building neurological muscle memory without ever leaving the bench. It's an absolutely incredible demonstration of mind over matter. So, what does this all mean for us, right here, right now? It means this incredible power isn't just for athletes or artists. It can be consciously applied to pretty much any area of your life. For thousands of years, visualization has been used as a healing tool. You had shamans who would visualize retrieving a patient's lost soul. And today, you have modern doctors using guided imagery to help cancer patients visualize their immune systems literally attacking and destroying tumor cells, mobilizing the body's own defenses. It is a cornerstone technique for peak performers. Athletes mentally rehearse a perfect swing or a flawless routine hundreds of times before they even compete. A public speaker can visualize an audience that's completely captivated, building their confidence before they ever set foot on stage. And this is a powerful tool for achieving huge goals, too. Conrad Hilton vividly pictured himself owning a specific hotel years before he could ever afford it. Napoleon mentally rehearsed being a brilliant soldier long before his first battle. In both cases, they created a clear, compelling blueprint for success in their minds first. Which leaves us with one final and pretty empowering question. If your inner world is this powerful, if your imagination is a workshop for reality, then what are you going to choose to build? What reality will you choose to create? If this topic has captured your interest and you'd like to dive deeper, the book is called Seeing with the Mind's Eye by Mike Samuels and Nancy Samuels.